Hello and welcome back to another video here on the channel. In today's video we are taking a look at snapshot 21W05A, and in this snapshot we have a whole bunch of new decorative blocks that will be coming in the Lush Cave biome. Let's jump straight in and take a look at things. If we turn around, you'll see behind me I have a whole bunch of new different blocks. Now let me warn you straight away, the Lush Cave biome has not yet been implemented into the game. These can only be gained through the creative menu for the moment. Obviously these will be coming in a later snapshot. Let's take a look over here. Here we have hanging roots. These are just a decorative block and they will spawn on the top side of blocks or on the ceiling, and they just look like roots sort of seeping down through the stone or the dirt, and they can be placed on any type of block. Behind it we have the moss block. The moss block also comes with a carpet. Now interestingly, the carpet version of this can be stacked, which personally, well, I think should be removed. To me, I don't think moss would be able to do something like that. Well, but then again, carpet can itself. Now, what is this dirt type? Well, this dirt type is rooted dirt, so it merges in quite nicely with the hanging roots. Now, again, rooted dirt cannot yet be found, but I think will be a sign of the Lush Cave biome in the future. We have azalea bushes and trees. Here we have the azalea leaves, and here we have the flowering azalea leaves. These look absolutely awesome. Builders, this really is a snapshot for you. Over here we have the azalea bush, or just the azalea. Now this is a solid block. We can just stand on it just like this, as you'll see, and it is the full size of a block. Once again, just like the azalea, flowering azalea, we also have a flowering azalea just there. Now, what is this over here? Well, we have some more light sources in the game. And what is this light source here? This is the spore blossom. The spore blossom emits light. It will be spawned. It can be found on the ceiling of blocks. Once again, a little bit like the the hanging roots just back there. They will also emit a particle effect, which really add to the atmosphere in lush caves as and when they arrive. And we have the cave vines. Now these cave vines are also known as glowberries, as this is where you'll be able to find them. Now how are we going to get our hands on glowberries? Well, let's get ourselves some bone meal from the creative menu just in there, and if we right click on our cave vines, you will see that glowberries are created, and if we right click, they get popped off a little bit like the berry bush itself. Now once again, these can be eaten. I'm in creative, so obviously that's not going to do too much, but they can also be eaten, so another food source in the game. Now we're going to fly over here and take a look at the brand new Dripleaf. This here is the Dripleaf. Now this has some very special properties that we saw in Minecon Live. Now if we were to come over here to this small Dripleaf, you'll see we can't really interact with it. Obviously we can punch it, but it is a 2 high block. If we break it and place it, you'll see that it's always 2 blocks high. Now to do much else, we can't do much else with the small Dripleaf. We want to get our hands on the big Dripleaf, which if we stand on it and wait for a little while, you'll see we fall straight through it before the flower head does reset, which is an awesome piece of functionality. Well, let's take a look at the small Dripleaf and see how we can get our hands on some of those big Dripleafs. Well, I'm trying to right click here and nothing is happening. I cannot place small Dripleaf on regular blocks. I can apparently place it in water, but that doesn't seem to be a thing just at the moment. But the one block we can place it on, because these are water blocks or waterlogged blocks, so to speak, is the clay block. So let's get our hands on a small Dripleaf just there, and if we right click, you'll see they do place on these clay blocks. Now for the moment, I believe these are the only types of blocks they can be placed on, but apparently there is something to do with they need to be hydrated and near water, hence why they can be placed on clay. Well, once we've got our block just here, let's grab ourselves some bone meal to speed up this process just a little bit, and if we are to right click, you will see it becomes a big Dripleaf. Now this big Dripleaf, we can't climb it like a regular vine or something of a similar nature, but if we were to grab ourselves some bone meal and we were to make a little bit of a ladder, we can walk up these as we can walk on the top plates. So let's walk up our Dripleaf tower just like this, and if we were to wait too long, the floor drops beneath our feet. This is an awesome functionality. Now I also believe if we grab ourselves some snowballs just here and we were to aim it at these, the Dripleaf is supposed to break. There we go. So if we aim right at the top, you'll see the Dripleaf actually breaks. So this could be awesome in different parkour games. As you'll see, this doesn't actually apply with a small Dripleaf, but that doesn't matter too much, as because that you can't actually stand on. There are also some more changes in the game, and my voice is still holding up. So let's go and take a look at this one over here. I'm going to grab myself a skeleton, and in there I have a powdered snow. And I'm going to place my skeleton just into that powdered snow. There is a block right up there just to stop him burning. And we're just going to leave him there for the moment and see what happens. Here I have a sticky piston, and I have a powdered snow block. We can now move powdered snow with pistons. This will be very, very useful for different farms, and I think it might come in useful with this as well. I think what I'm going to do to speed up this process is I'm going to make sure he's fully filled in with this powdered snow, and we're going to wait and see what happens just there. Now we need to go back in time a little bit and remember the copper blocks and copper items which have already been added to the game. They have had a slight renaming to match them up with the Bedrock edition of the game, which brought them in with a few different names. This is now called the copper block, the exposed copper block, the weathered copper block, and the oxidized copper block. Now, I much prefer these names. We don't have semi-weathered, lightly waxed copper blocks anymore. That makes them much more easier. Obviously, if they're waxed versions of the blocks, it just says waxed in front of their names. There have also been some other changes to the random tick speed in the game. If we were to put random tick speed, game rule random tick speed to 1000, hopefully what we're going to see is these copper blocks here are actually going to begin to weather. As we can see, they are weathering on camera. Weathering copper blocks is now affected by random tick speed, which means obviously they would never weather this fast, but as we can see, that is actually happening. In a way, it looks like it is spreading from the way I've set up my wall, but these are weathering dependent on the random tick speed. Now back over here, I have a stray, but you will be remembering in there we put, and this thing was just on taking some damage there, we put a skeleton in there. Skeletons that go into powdered snow will now convert into strays. This might find some more use to these people who are generally a little bit underused. Now this snapshot has also come with some changes from some technical performance changes and also some changes to the skulk sensor. If you're interested in those, head to the changelog, there is a link to that down below. There have also been a whole bunch of bug fixes also related to the skulk sensor, so there's definitely a lot of behind the scenes work going on that one. But for now, those are all of your major changes for the Snapshot 21W05A. If you've enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you next time.